I'm Rick Howard, president of Kingdom Magic Vacations. In my job, I get to travel a lot. I explore the world on land and sea, eating in unique restaurants and discovering interesting locations. I'm always looking for new places to visit, and I want you to travel with me. Welcome to Travel with Rick. Hey everybody, we're here at Brooks Lake Lodge. If you remember, we came here last summer on an Adventures by Disney trip. We liked it so much we wanted to come back in the wintertime. As you can see, got a big fire roaring in the background, and it's like, what, 10 degrees outside? Yeah, so, yeah, it's February, and we're here. I got my wonderful wife Leslie with me. We flew up to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Spent a couple of days there, right? Yeah. Did some snowmobiling down there.
Yeah, we went to Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah. And saw the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, which we saw in the summer. It's completely different in the winter.
Yeah.
Right?
Very lovely. It was an all-day tour. We went through Jackson Hole snowmobile tours.
Yeah, through Jackson Hole snowmobile tours, and then went all up into Yellowstone Park and did over 120 miles that day on a snowmobile all through the park. Saw some thermal features like we showed you guys back in the summer. So saw some different ones, right?
Yes, we did.
That was awesome, and did some really cool stuff there. And then came up from Jackson Hole up to Du Bois, Wyoming, here at the Brooks Lake Lodge, which we love so much. Adam, the general manager here, who you met on the Travel with Rick episode, and his wife Julia. They're just such good hosts here, and it's just such a lovely place. It's kind of like Wilderness Lodge like, right?
It is.
Except on a mountain. But right now we got tons of snow falling down, so it's really, really cool. And really cold, actually. It's about 10 degrees. We said Du Bois was 0 today, right?
Well, that's what, no, it was like minus something. But I don't know.
But it doesn't feel the same as Florida when it's cold. That was my big concern coming out here, was how cold it was going to be. But, you know, we prepared, we dressed in layers, we learned things that we don't necessarily know living in Florida. So that was cool. So we've just had a great time. And actually our snowmobile guide just came in. Hey, how's it going, Brian? You want to come over and say hi on the video? This is Brian, everybody. Sit down if you want for a second. Brian was our snowmobile guide out on the trail, right? We did some great trail riding, and he taught us all about how to backcountry snowmobile a little bit, right? Which was different than what we did in Yellowstone. A lot different. We got stuck.
Did some jumps.
Yeah, did some jumps, went up some hills, got stuck again. Learned how to turn around and come down the hill. But it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that so much, the snowmobiling, man. It was awesome. So, the guides here are just wonderful. They take you at whatever level you are. He's like this major extreme snowmobiler, so jumping, and you've probably seen him if you're a snowmobile fan. You've probably seen him in movies because you guys go out and shoot movies and stuff during the season, right? And Skinner, you guys met Skinner back in the summer on one of our episodes. The head wrangler here, he's another one of the snowmobile guides here. But we were with Brian for the couple of days and just had an awesome time. Saw some beautiful sights.
Oh yeah.
Lots of snow.
Lots of snow.
Lots of snow.
Again.
Yeah, it's really coming out there now. But we had a blast, and also Brian's wife Antonia is the head chef here, and dude, she can cook, man. Such great food while we've been here. The ranch eggs Benedict are so good, and the trout and the salmon last night, and the different beef cuts that we've had have just been great. Steaks have been awesome. So you're probably getting hot, man. So thanks for stopping by and saying hi to everybody. Thanks for all the great snowmobiling, man. It was awesome. So while we were here, we did a little snowshoeing expedition.
Yeah,
right?
we did. We were gone for a couple of hours.
Went out over the lake, which was kind of cool, walking in snowshoes on the lake. That was interesting. Just learning how to walk in snowshoes was kind of cool.
It was, and a lot of good exercise for your legs and back end.
It's kind of like a cardio workout, except in snowshoes and snow. And you wouldn't believe it that you could sweat in 10-degree weather in the snow, but you can.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very excerting.
So that was really cool. And then what was one of the highlights for you when we went down to Togadi? Yeah.
That was the dog sledding. We had a lady guide us on a dog sled it was a half-day tour. and we had 8 dogs. Was it 8 dogs on our sled? And they pulled Rick and I around through the snow.
In the sled.
In the sled,
Cool.
through the snow, and it was a delightful time. And we have some footage of that.
Yeah.
That will be coming forth.
I forgot the card for our helmet cam, but you know, still it worked out. But we got tons of helmet cam video of snowmobiling. So I have to talk with Andrew. Probably a good thing to have a blooper reel at the end of this, because there were some rather funny moments on the snowmobiles
that you had. Yes.
Yeah, learning. Leslie was very conservative. I tried to get a little bit more adventuresome, following our guide Brian around. It was a lot of fun. So we just had a blast. But you know, like you said, the food here has just been awesome.
Accommodations.
This is a great place to stay. Yeah,
we have a spa, so part of your packages are
beautiful as always. The
spa
food,
treatment.
the spa treatment, the wonderful evening libations that we enjoyed at different times.
It's a very private area.
Yourself up. Yeah, so it's just a great. Like right now, there are six guests in the house. That's it. There's 6 guests and the dogs. You know, this is Moose. Hey, Moose. So there's dogs around. The general manager. This is Adam's dog, Moose, and then there's Lego and some of the other dogs around here. Will come up and say hi to you, and they've just become part of the atmosphere around here also. But there's just a lot of stuff you can do. You can cross-country ski, you can snowmobile, you can ice fish. You can go dog sledding, snowshoeing. Just so much to do.
Activities
in northern Wyoming in the wintertime. So we've become winter vacation fans now, right? It's a little different for us, but it was a lot of fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoy some of the footage that we're going to show you of the snowmobiling. We're going to bring some of that in for you now and show you some more of our days on snowmobiles. And we're going to leave you with that. We're going to leave you with the question of the week. We told you we've become wintertime activity people. So for all you guys, what's your favorite winter sport to do? Snowmobiling, snowshoeing, whatever it is. Just going out for a hike, which would be a cool thing around here to do. If you got snowshoes, you don't want to sink into 10 feet of snow, which can happen. Anyway, leave your comments below. It was great sharing our winter vacation with you, our winter trip on Travel with Rick. Thanks a lot for watching. Look forward to seeing you right back here on another episode real soon. So long, everybody.
Bye.
Well, here we are. This is our first day of snowmobiling at Brooks Lake Lodge, which is about 9,200 feet above sea level, north of Yellowstone Park and north of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Now, the day before we snowmobiled in Yellowstone, and it was just much different snowmobiling there. Here you can see we're kind of on trails and like on top of mountains and stuff. Whereas in Yellowstone, we pretty much snowmobiled hard and fast and along roads, even though there aren't vehicles there in the wintertime, because it's only for snowmobiles and snowcats and things like that. Wheeled or tired vehicles can't go through there in the wintertime. So we snowmobiled on the same roads that you drive on in the summertime. And we covered about 125 miles the day before. So we were kind of moving hard and fast and not stopping a lot and making a lot of ground and seeing a lot of places and a lot of great scenery. But once we got up to Brooks Lake Lodge, the snowmobile was completely different. Just Leslie and I with our guide you see up there in front of us, that's Brian, and he would just take us along trails that were groomed the day before and just kind of made to go through trees and sometimes we'd be in open areas like you're seeing right here, and then you'll see in a little bit there's just places that you're just kind of inching along through trees, and you would come out of a patch of trees up on top of a mountain and just be able to look off the mountain and see, down into Jackson Hole and just all kinds of great scenery. And, it might just start snowing while you're there. It was just beautiful, beautiful scenery. Now, once in a while, we'd be riding along and we'd come to a big open area like this, and our guide Brian would just stop and give Leslie a break to stop and take some pictures, and he would just say to me, go over there and have some fun. And literally, I just take some time and ride along. You can see here in places, look at how my ski is dipping into the snow. The snow has not been traveled on here, and it's deep. In some places it can be as much as 8 or 10 feet deep. And this was the first day out, and he was just giving me time to kind of play around and get used to my snowmobile. Okay, now you'll see, this is one of those playing around times again, and you'll see I managed to get stuck just before hitting that tree, which was good. Glad I didn't hit the tree. But the only way to get your snowmobile down from a hill once you get stuck is to literally just take the skis and pull it around and get it pointed back down the hill. The only problem is I didn't know the snowmobile had a parking brake on it, and I didn't know that I shouldn't have pointed it straight down the hill. You'll see why in a sec.
Yeah, Rick got stuck. They say if you're not snowmobiling if you haven't got stuck. There you go.
Yep, dude, there goes my ride. So that's what happens when you point your snowmobile too far straight down the hill. It leaves without you. And what you also learn is you can't just get up and walk down the hill because the snow is so deep and the hill is so steep that you kind of have to just crawl down. And in my case, I crawled back down to catch up with my snowmobile, just as my friend Michael, the bartender, came over to help me out. Thanks, Michael. So here we're on some trails that are a little bit tighter, and you can notice that Brian's getting a little more confident in our skills. He's getting out in front of us a bit more, and here we are going down some places that are, the snow is pretty deep in here, isn't it, sweetie?
It is. It is.
You know, and we're going down some nice big hills that you were enjoying, right? And it, like you said, it really doesn't look like the hills are that big, but believe me, they are. And here's a place where, you know, again, I almost got stuck, but our skills are getting a little better, so I learned if you get off of your snowmobile and kind of help it along, you can climb up the hill better. I watched our guide, and you can see he waited for me there, and so I did okay, and he went on. So that was kind of good. So what do you think about all these trees and stuff? Isn't this awesome?
It is. It is. I love the trees and us zooming through these woods, and it was just in and out, and
yeah,
then the snow that would fall down on us when we were in different areas.
Right, and then we would come out of some of these areas into these big open areas again, or we would come out on the top of a mountain. Remember that one we came out of and the snow just started to fall as soon as we got there. It was just gorgeous. And I just can't say enough about our friends at Brooks Lake Lodge. They run their snowmobile program so good. Adam and Brian and Skinner, the guides there, they're just awesome. You know, Adam's the general manager of the resort, and then the guides, Brian and Skinner, they're just so good. We just had such a great time there snowmobiling, so would highly recommend these guys for a snowmobiling trip. Kind of backwoods like this, you know, different than being out in a pack of snowmobilers. You're there by yourself, and then sometimes you're snowmobiling on places where nobody's even been, just completely fresh snow. Just great, right?
It is. And one thing that the guides really work for or work with you on is what do you want to do? I mean, you're their client, and they want to know, what do you want? Do you want to take pictures? Are you there for the extreme riding? Or the just sightseeing? You know, what kind of adventure do you want? And they're there to make this trip your trip, and they're there obviously to help you so you don't get lost in this back country.
Yeah, that's nice, because you can do this on your own, but it's great doing it with a guide because they know all the trails and they know the cool places to take you.
Yeah.
You know, so we would go zooming across big valleys and then get to these areas like this, just gorgeous and beautiful. So I would highly recommend doing it this way. I mean, you can just see how deep this snow is. It's just awesome. There we go. So the dog sledding was just awesome. Part of our package at Brooks Lake Lodge, we included a half day dog sledding trip. And what did you think about that, Leslie?
I loved it. It was great. They drove us down to the Togety ski lodge. Is where that was, and we met up with our musher.
Yep.
And they sat us down in the in that little tray. What do you call it?
The sled,
This
yeah.
little sled,
So-
yeah, and bundled us up really well.
Yeah, so we rode tandem, kind of like if you guys have ever ridden the old bobsleds on the Matterhorn in Disneyland. It was a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's a good
yeah,
point.
you can see, we'll fly in a picture of us behind the dogs, and you know, where you can see the whole thing. But it was really, really a neat experience, and with the snow falling down on the trail.
Oh yes, we had one moment. We were gone for hours. It seemed like. Well, we were, obviously it was a half day, and we had one time where the snow was just pouring down, and what an exhilarating experience that was. We were nice and warm, so
Yeah,
they had us protected very well.
Yeah, we were all bundled up. We wore our snowmobile gear anyway, and plus they put blankets over us.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of fun, you know, with the musher, you know, riding on the back of the sled and us riding in it and seeing the dogs pull us around. It was really cool.
Yeah, lovely experience.
Yeah, so,
Awesome.
So you'd recommend that as well?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I would highly recommend taking either a half day at the minimum, or they even have full day trips you can take at Togety there as well. And
It's a lot of fun. A lot
Yes.
of good fun, as you can see here. I mean, you know, riding around in that sled, being pulled by these dogs, and these dogs just love it. You know, it's not,
that's how they live for this.
yeah, they were so happy to get chosen to get to pull a sled. We saw her putting together her group of dogs and everything, and they were so excited to get to go out and run this day. It was just awesome.
Oh yes, exactly.
So why do sometimes they run sideways, like these two in the front? They run sideways from time to time.
Yeah, that's called crabbing. It's just a way they distribute the weight across their back.
Oh,
Different dogs are more prone to it. Both of those two are probably my biggest crabbers.
okay.
Just happen to be the bag.
So what's the lifespan of one of these dogs?
They live to be pretty good aged because they're in such good shape their whole life.
Really?
I would say a lot of them live to be 15, 16.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, and I've heard of them living to be like 18 and a half, 19, you know.
Oh, look at this. What are they doing, cooling down?
Yeah, they get really hot. I was wondering why we're going so slow. It's just this rope is going into the sled.
Oh, too funny.
So what's on the bottom of the sled? Is it like wood or metal or what?
There's plastic runners on the bottom that you can screw on and then replace once they get pretty scratched up. That's much better.
Aww.
Well, hey guys, thanks for sticking around. We had some great comments on last week's show. Thanks for watching this week's show too. You guys really loved the Voices of Liberty that we shared, and that's in our kind of Epcot entertainment series that we've been doing. Penny said, I love the music of all kinds, but this reminds me of the music we used to do in choir from school. We would always do a program that was American patriotic and then go and perform at different places. Some of my best memories, my favorites, are the old patriotic songs, not one in particular. Thanks for sharing. P.S. I need to win some trading pins to go with my ears. Well, good luck, Penny. I hope you win. Hope you guys all win. Stick around. Keep commenting. You will all win. All right, so Linda said, really enjoyed hearing the Voices of Liberty. I heard their Christmas show a few years ago, or I heard their Christmas show a few years ago, and performance was so beautiful. Brought tears to my eyes. Yeah, they really are awesome. Thanks for the great videos every week. They always bring a smile on my face and give me a Disney fix for the day. Well, you're welcome, Linda. Thanks for watching. Kathy says, I love hearing the Voices of America. Sure makes me, and we make sure we see them each visit. Yep, I hear you. A lot of people do. Carrie says, I like the America the Beautiful song. Unfortunately, when hubby and I were there in 2008 on our honeymoon, they were not singing when we were at the American Pavilion. Hopefully when we go this year in September, we'll be able to hear them before seeing the attraction. See you next week. Thanks, Carrie, for watching. I hope you get to see them. They're awesome. Nicholas says, the Voices of Liberty sounded great. The only song I recognized was Oh Susanna. I still enjoyed the video. Thanks, Nicholas. My favorite song is My Country 'Tis of Thee. When I was in elementary school, they played this song every so many days. That's awesome. Sarah says, I just love to see what's new every Friday. I don't have a favorite song, but it's all great. I can't wait until my next trip in 2013. I have to check this out. Yeah, you do. It's just awesome. Linda says, beautiful as always. This is a must-see every time we're at Epcot. Bob says, I won. He won last week's drawing, or last week, yeah, I guess it's a drawing. Don't forget to email me. I already have, Bob. He says, I really enjoy listening to Voice of Liberty. I hope someday to see them in person. While listening to them, I thought to myself, the next time I'm at Disney World would really need to take time to slow down and enjoy what there is to see and do. His favorite song is Shenandoah. Yeah, there's so much to see and do besides just the attractions. There's just a lot of stuff you don't want to miss. John Broadwater says, the songs I like to hear are Stephen Foster's songs. They're the ones we were taught in grammar school as I was growing up. Great show, and thank you very much. You're welcome, John. I appreciate you watching every week, man. And Larry says, quite right, this is a must-do. Each time I'm in Epcot, a cappella music is by far, in my opinion, the hardest style of music to learn to do good. They do it wonderfully. And the Voices of Liberty among the best. The funniest song I've ever heard them do is a version of Old MacDonald. I'm not sure if I've heard that. I got to look for that. That sounds great. Kevin says, after watching Voices of Liberty during the 25 days of Christmas TWR style. That's right, we did them for Christmas. I had to see them during my January trip, and I did. I was so glad they were awesome. The 11th comment won last week. What are the chances of the 11th comment winning this week? Congrats, Bob. I love my country, 'tis of thee. So pretty. Thanks to all my friends at TWR. See you next week. Until then, I'll be smiling. How about y'all? Well, we're going to keep smiling too, Kevin. And then Scott said, I heard them before, and they put on an excellent performance with the air conditioning. That's a great point. It is great to get out of the heat there. A place to sit and listening to the Voices of Liberty. What better way is there to relax and recharge your batteries before you head back into the parks? Great show topic for the week. Well, thanks. I'm glad you liked that, Scott. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it so much. Always appreciate hearing your comments. Love you guys taking time to drop by and comment. Love reading them here. We've really been enjoying doing this. And so we've got a couple more pins to give away. Same ones as last week. We've got Adventure by Disney and Walt Disney World Parks and Resorts pin with Mickey Mouse on it there. And our winner, we've already done the random.org, and it's number 9, John Broadwater. So, John, I'll drop you an email and just reply back to the email. Give me your address, and we'll get these pins out to you. Don't miss us next week. We're taking off on Saturday for California. So by the time you guys are seeing this, we'll be getting ready to head out to California, getting on the Wonder. I have to keep up with my ships. They're getting on the Wonder Sunday and heading to Hawaii for 15 days. Going to be filming some great TWR stuff while we're there, getting some work done, and hope to see you guys right back here on Travel with Rick. Even though we're there, we'll still be here. So keep watching, keep commenting, and keep winning cool swag. We'll see you guys right back here next week. So long, everybody.